Streaming games live on the internet.com.
Is that what the website is? Has it always been streaming games?
I think it's I think somebody might have purchased for us streaminggamesonline.com.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that was the person who runs Polygifs.
For some reason I thought it was just streaming online, which would be even more lucrative, I think.
Yeah.
Because that covers all manners of streaming.
No, I think we have streaminggamesonline.com, thanks to a kind person on the internet. Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Void.
Hi.
Feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while. Been a while. Sorry.
I will be your captain on this voyage, and this is your co-captain on this voyage.
This voyage.
This voidage. I'm Patrick Gill, Polygon.com.
I am Patrick Skipper. He's Captain Gill. I'm Allegra, Frank.
You are sort of my Gilligan. We're kind of each other's Gilligans.
Gilligan! Gill!
Yeah.
Sorry! I think, okay, so we're both extremely tired, and I think as people know, when you're extremely tired, it's just like sad, downtrodden, depressed Pat, and I'm just delirious version of me, where I'm just like overexcitable, and I think I've hit that point now. So
yeah, I think we're both sort of in the zone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, chat.
Hi. Also, there's a good old typo in our title, so that's really indicative of how tired we are.
What's that?
Allegra and Pat.
God damn it! Hold on, I'm gonna fix that real quick. Hey, Vron.
Oh, hi everybody. Oh, everyone likes our comedy bang bang references. Our whole like sense of humor is just quoting comedy bang bang at each other and acting as if it's an original joke. Yes. I am about to drink some coffee though, so maybe I will go back down energy-wise, because that is what coffee does to me. It brings me back down. It pacifies me. It is my drink lullaby, if you will. My consumable lullaby. It's a sleeping pill, in some sense.
Okay, hey, non-Pat, says Robert Harris. Okay, so, today what we're going to do is we're going to watch and rank all of the God of War intros. Have you watched any Gods of War?
I know no Gods of War. I've never played one. I've only ever seen Kratos being super daddy in the new God of War, like those trailers. Other than that, I was like, nope, this is a big, burly, bald dude, super buff, who could crush my neck instantly and doesn't sit down very much. And you know that's a key part of my type, so I had no interest in God of War.
You like a man who looks like he spends most of his sitting.
Yes.
So interesting facts about God of War. I've played the first two, so I can help guide you through the first two. He is voiced by small man from he was on Mad TV, Phil Lamar.
Small man. Is that how you remember him?
I just remember seeing Phil Lamar in some like backstage segments about like Samurai Jack, and it's like, it's tiny.
Small man from Mad TV, yes.
A small man with a big voice, voices Samurai Jack, several characters. He does a lot of voices on a lot of shows. Anyways, let's get rolling. Actually, first, we have a lot of sort of paperwork and shopkeeping to get done here. We're going to be ranking these intros. I've created a Trello board, which we will be using to rank them, and I'm going to post the link to that in the chat.
Do it up.
So here is our Trello board appearing in the chat well, it'll appear before I actually say it. So, there it is.
So just looking.
So just keep looking.
Follow along.
Follow along at home. Okay. And I actually need to move the camera a little bit. A lot of pre-work on this one.
I know.
You know what? I'm going to start the first one because I've seen it while I go move the camera.
Okay. I'll handle this.
Yeah, you handle this one, please. Thanks.
You should give me that keyboard.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
Don't. All right, so we were watching a little bit of this before we started the stream, and I immediately started laughing. This is sort of an abrupt start to any sort of cinematic text, I think. But at the same time, we are sort of giving a sense of space. We sort of understand where we are, but I don't know who this is. I don't know why this is. And in terms of the actual filming, I mean, I can't really like blame the filmmakers for the really crappy quality of this footage. However, I think there is some obvious like motion blur. Like I think that they didn't do enough due diligence to prepping the natural aesthetic. Like I feel like a lot of the care went into like making Kratos look like this very buff, sort of idyllic male form. But so far, I'm not especially taken with the environment. And that is a very core part of a cinematic experience. Because it's the totality of the world that makes the entire experience what it is. Is that one? Is that all of it? Is this 2 now?
Yeah, we've reached God of War 2.
Oh my god.
So a special treat for this chat is it's been a very long day, very tired, very hungry.
Yes.
I've gotten some curly fries to share with you all. So
just give them one.
So yeah, press F to eat this curly fry.
I should press F to fry.
I'll be enjoying these curly fries at a safe distance from the microphone. And I know that people who follow the baseball game know that I have a bit of a mantra when it comes to, you remember what that mantra is?
No, God, I don't remember. And I'm sorry, tell me.
It's if you require protein, acquire protein.
Oh, yes.
And I was going to say in this case, I required fries, so I acquired fries. But I think the word with fries is I desired fries.
Acquired fries. That's very good.
So if you're at home, my advice to you, if you require protein, acquire protein. But it's Friday, you've had a long week, it's time for some self-care. If you desire fries, acquire fries.
That was very good. But can I just counter everything you just said? Can I immediately undermine your requests for your imposition? So as a young budding film scholar, one of the first things I was taught by my elders, the people who passed on this wide berth of knowledge that I carry with me today, is that you should never eat during a film. The idea that popcorn is a film viewing essential is a fallacy. There should be no sound but the sound that comes from the screen. There should only be light and sound emitted from the screen and the text itself. Anything that your body is making is wrong. If you want to go to the bathroom, fuck you. You're not going to the bathroom. If you need a burp, you're not doing that. Anything that you do that comes from your body that is audible is wrong and is an insult.
I'm sorry, there are just fries all over me now.
Exactly. Also this. So I would say no munching. No munching during a film. This part is fine.
Who's your least favorite character on Law and Order?
I have never seen Law and Order.
Because I would guess it's Detective Munch. All right. So that was God of War 1, which very much starts with like a I bet you wonder how I got here type of situation. It starts with Kratos throwing himself off a cliff, which I feel like it's sort of anticlimactic because now we know how the thing's going to end. He's going to reach the bottom of this cliff and die.
Oh, is it a frame narrative? Was that the end?
Yeah, it cut to 3 weeks earlier.
Oh, I thought it said later. I don't read.
Earlier, what it said, yeah.
I just intuited the timing. I don't actually read. Okay, well, I liked the reference you made of like, oh, you're wondering how I got here. Like, I think it really could have used the classic convention of like, yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here, like the freeze frame. But instead, it kind of just really played into the seriousness of that convention without doing a very good job of it. Didn't really establish anything other than like, here's big buff ass Kratos. Allegra's not going to be into this. And that is personally anathema, but it is my personal anathema. But for a film too, I think it's just like, there's some benefits of just very much focusing on your character, but I think there has to be far more
personally, like starting at the end, I think is a bold technique for a lot of filmmakers. But I think personally, what I would have preferred is to really see it start from the beginning. I would have liked to see. I would have liked the first shot to be an alarm clock going. I would like the second shot to be Kratos' feet coming off the bed, his hand hitting that. That's how I know the person has started their day when I'm watching a movie. So if a movie doesn't give me that, usually I'm like,
yeah,
you know, how did he get to the top of this?
Yeah.
Why is he going to throw himself off this hill? We need to start where the day begins, which is...
you know, this is actually really true.
Alarm clock goes off,
Yeah.
feet go onto the ground, hand hits the alarm clock. Kratos picks up his breakfast, doesn't really... takes a bite of it on his way out the door.
Usually, like, maybe his mom will come in and say, like, honey, you didn't finish that. And he says, I'm not hungry.
I'm late. I gotta go, Mom. It's the big dance tonight, Mom.
Yeah. It's always a big dance. But I think this actually, Patrick, you're speaking to an important role that we often forget about. So obviously, like, we need bathroom is. We need to, just sort of to recap, I know you all know this, but you need to know where the bathroom is. We need to know what planet we're on. We have to confirm, like, whether or not it's Earth. We cannot assume.
Yeah.
But we also kind of just need to know, where did the day start? I can't.
Did the day exactly?
I don't know. Did the day start? Did the sun go up? I don't really know where we are. Everything needs to start from the beginning.
Yeah, and I feel like the filmmakers at God of War, Chris Jaffe, is the person who directed the first God of War.
Is it David?
Dave Jaffe, yeah, really let us down on that front. Let's go ahead and let's rank that one. I'd say right now, God of War, the intro for God of War, is both the best and worst. So it is currently our top rank and our bottom ranked video. Let's get into God of War 2.
Okay.
Apparently I keep cutting out.
That's fine.
That's not good.
It's not good.
I'll take a look at that. Sorry.
Oh, we both do. That's bad. Oh. Oh, Jesus. This is not... this is a little less abrupt than the last one. I'm going to let Patrick do his thing again. This is just kind of my episode featuring Pat. He's the captain. He has more responsibilities. However, I think this is doing a little bit better of a job establishing a storyline. We're seeing Kratos interact with other people. However, I can't confirm that he actually is awake. I mean, I think that's the main thing that Patrick was getting to, of like, we need to see that alarm clock go off, because otherwise, is this a dream that is set on some other planet? I am not at all sure. There's this callback here to the first game. Generally, I enjoy callbacks. However, this is a callback to something I did not particularly appreciate in the previous intro. I think it works a little bit better here, though, because it's expanded. But right now, the pacing is just so off that, again, I feel like this is just like Kratos fan service. Like, it's super gratuitous. And I have no real sense of, like, time or place or anything, or even really character. Are we still cutting out?
So I don't hear us cutting out right now. So I'm going to talk for a second here.
Okay.
And see if the problem is on my mic. I wiggled some things. I really didn't do anything, honestly.
You wiggled some things.
So I will let you know if I hear us cutting out in a second here.
Okay.
So we're still watching the intro for God of War 2. Interesting shot there. It's like a sort of a baby's eye view.
It does give us a good sense of scale, I will say. So the thing this is doing well is, like, the main spectacle is that Kratos can get real, real big. And they did a pretty good shot of, like, or good attempt at showing that with a lot of, like, crane shots or, like, high-angled shots.
Let's
is it still 2?
Pause this. No, we're moving into 3.
Jesus. How many God of Wars are there? There's still, like, 16 minutes left.
Yeah, there's a bunch. We got a lot. And we spent a lot of time talking about fries early on.
Jeez. No, I'm just, like, shocked that this video is 20 minutes long when I'm like, aren't there only 3 of these?
Yeah. There's 100 of these, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you're fine now.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I mean, also part of the problem might have been the fries thing.
This is what... This is what I'm telling you. You don't eat during a film. This is why.
But I'm so hungry.
No, you should eat. You should eat. You're the captain also, so I'm supposed to do what you say.
Yeah, I'm the captain, and I'm...
You're the captain now.
Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel that one ranked up? So let's watch it again real quick, because there's a thing that I want to point out. I used to work at a GameStop. Are you familiar with the store GameStop?
GameSpot? Is it GameSpot?
Is it GameStop?
I only know the store GameSpot.
Okay.
Which is always conveniently located next door.
We would pause for me real quick. We would work at... God, my brain is just so scrambled, and I'm worried about the audio issues now. No. Okay. So God of War 2 was a complex game. It was a multi-layered disc, so it was difficult for PlayStation 2s to read. So we would use it to test systems that would come in. People would bring in PlayStation 2s to sell us, and we're like, well, God of War is one of the hardest games to read. Let's throw God of War 2 in there. If it can read that, the laser's still powerful, everything's still functional, it's a good system. The fun thing is that, as you'll see in a second here when you unpause, after about 5 seconds of the intro, go ahead and unpause for me. We're going to see some titty.
Oh!
Yeah, he's got some nude ladies on him. So it was this game where we would always need to like pay attention after we put the disc in there. We always had to make sure we pulled it out. Or hit pause or stopped it or whatever before we got to the boobies, because it was on the TV that everybody in the store could see, and like, children would shop there.
Did you ever like miss it and there were kids around?
I missed it and there were not kids around, so we were fine.
Okay. I didn't see the titty, to be clear. I'm a little bit upset, but that's fine. I missed it personally. Also, I was doing some research the other day for a story I was working on. Did you know that God of War 2 came out in 2007?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I guess so. What's crazy about that?
The PS3, for context, right? The PS3 came out in 2006. And God of War for the PlayStation 2 came out in 2007, the next year after the PS3 was out.
That doesn't seem right.
Isn't that weird?
Are you sure?
I did my research.
God of War 2.
When did you work at GameStop? I guess that doesn't matter if it was like an old game.
Whatever your the second Call of Duty came out. Modern Warfare 2.
The second God of War. Okay. Oh my God. Wait. So that was later for sure. But God of War 2. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna hear about it in my mentions because I have to make a correction on my article. But nope. Came out March 13th, 2007. God of War 2 for the PlayStation 2.
That's really weird.
Is that weird? I thought that was so weird.
That was one of the first M-rated games I bought for myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so, like, it still looks really shitty, even though there was an HD console already out. So, like, I wonder why that happened. I wonder if this is one of those things that lived in, like, development hell.
Yeah.
And it was, like, a holdover.
Obviously, with the complexity of these special effects shots.
Yeah.
It would take them a while to get this stuff done with 2007 era.
It looks like it was like super complex for like 2003, and then they just didn't have the money anymore.
Yeah, so they just sat on it for a while.
So they sat on it for 4 years, and then it just looked like trash.
So how would we rank that one?
I did like that one better than God of War 1.
Okay.
I did not think that was very good, though. I think the one thing it accomplished was giving Kratos a little bit more character. And that, I think the sense of scale was very well defined. But other than that, I think that was Garbo.
Yeah, and this is one of those cases where, you know, they changed directors. I believe God of War 2, they moved from David Jaffe to Cory Barlog. So at this point, you know, the vision of that original director, the visionary director that is David Jaffe, you know, there's no lineage to this game. This is a different person's take on the same franchise. So, you know, we don't really get to see the style of David Jaffe evolve at this.
Yeah. Can you think of another, like, example of that? I feel like that's a common thing.
I mean, the second Star Wars was directed by
Kushner? No, Lawrence... Did Kasdan direct it? He wrote it.
No. It was directed by...
This is the episode where Pat and Allegra just spent some time Googling things. Yeah, let's see who directed it. Kirshner, you're right.
Yeah, episode 8.
Episode 5
was directed by Irvin Kershner, which is why it's a good movie compared to the first one.
Counterpoint, the first one's the best.
Counterpoint, the first one's not that good.
Okay.
It's okay. No.
Fine, Captain.
Yes, I am the captain
You're
of
the
knowing
captain.
what's good about Star Wars.
All the wars today. You're just in charge of all the wars today. Okay.
Audio problems are back.
Oh no. I
God
think it's
damn
just
it.
a matter of like staying on the mic.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stay right up on this mic, and then I'm gonna talk to our tech people about the mic problems we've been having. But that's not gonna happen today because it's after hours.
Okay. Well, we'll keep going. All right. So this is God. I think they said it was a PSP game for this one.
Yes.
So we'll see. All right. They said audio sounds good for now. So just
Okay.
kiss that mic.
Yeah. Keep us updated.
All right. Oh, right into the eyeball.
So this is more expository than anything we've seen so
Yes.
far.
Yes, this is definitely like a strange, like meta diegetic thing that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
where there's some sort of, I assume, I can't hear it, like an outside narrator
Mm-hmm.
who is talking over the scenes that within the context of the world are happening, and
Mm-hmm.
I presume he is speaking to someone, or he's speaking to us, which means it's non-diegetic, which is confusing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is interesting to me, the most interesting thing to me about that intro, is that every other game started on a close-up of Kratos' face and moved out. This one moved in.
Yes.
Did you consider that? And that's interesting
Yes.
to me as well, because this is Kratos' first adventure on a mobile platform. So, so it's sort of, rather than like the other games being about sort of pulling out into this great majesty, this game is about sort of pushing into sort of internal space, a portable story that you take with you. And I think the symbolism there is definitely not lost on me. And it looks like we've started.
We finally get to go inside of Kratos.
Yeah, just where we've wanted to be all along.
Yes. I think, like, is this a different one now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Kratos has warmed up to us. For the first one,
He's letting us in.
He's letting us in several different ways. In the first one, he really was pushing us away. He was in a dark place, and we've all been there. Pat, you know, we've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there together, frankly. And he immediately just leapt to seemingly his death. I mean, we saw, it was a frame narrative, so we saw it after the fact. Number 2, he's like, okay, I'm going to try again. But he still ended up throwing himself off of a cliff. He was still like, no, don't touch me. Don't come near me.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me. Don't push me. I am close to the edge, as some rapper said that I can't remember right now.
That was Grandmaster Flash.
Yes, thank you. And finally, by the PSP game, he knows, like, we're here. We can cradle you in our hands. We are caressing you in our hands with our portable console, and he is finally letting us see his vulnerable side and get close to him.
It's really kind of beautiful, and maybe it's sort of the first glimpse that we're going to get of Daddy Kratos. You know, the one will emerge in God of War, self-titled The God of War.
Yes,
coming out.
Going inside of
Sony PlayStation console.
This is true.
This spring,
2018, I think so. I don't actually know. But yeah, I think we're going inside of Kratos and pulling the daddy out.
Get that daddy out of there.
Getting that daddy out. Okay, so how do you feel about that one?
That was fine. I don't know. I'd say it was in between the two that we've already seen.
Okay. So I put that second. What was that called?
God of War Portable Adventures.
Okay. Captain, I'm a little bit nervous because you're steering the ship, and I don't want you to fall overboard and leave me stranded. Because I cannot swim. And that would be bad. Okay. So that is right below God of War 2 and right above God of War.
Yep. I'd say that's a fair ranking.
Okay. Next one. I do not know what this is either.
Let's go.
Before the age of the twilight set upon
Okay, this immediately looks a lot better.
Yeah, this is Santa Monica. I think this might be Gods of War 3.
and even though
Okay.
Kratos sat on the throne as the new god
Okay, hold on. I'm also confused. Was he not the God of War this whole time?
No, so in God of War 1, he kills the God of War and becomes the God of War.
but the hand
Oh, wait. When does God of War 2 take place?
sisters of
After God of War.
on this
Because it says here like he just became a God of War.
Kratos will have his
I guess I'm confused then.
See, this is why they need to start from the beginning.
Yeah. So here we've got this sort of James Bond-like motion graphics intro, which is a bit of a departure. And it looks like we're sort of recapping Kratos' previous adventures. Here he is getting his chain on.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
Off with his head. So he should have quit when he was ahead.
Why?
Um,
Oh God. I think with this one, I actually like this one so far because clearly we are both sort of confused on the narrative.
yeah.
But also, just as we went inside of Kratos last time and
Yes.
pulled the daddy out, I think the same thing applies to the developers, the development team. As we excised the inner daddy from Kratos, they too felt that their daddies were now free to explore. And so this feels a little bit more intimate, a little bit more like welcoming and accessible of like, okay, we admit we've done a really shitty job of ever situating you in what is happening here.
Yeah.
Let's step back a second. Let's admit we fucked up.
Yeah, now we know that Kratos has stabbed many people.
Yes.
So there
was
he was
unclear
stabbing
on that.
Ares, God of War, and becoming
Okay.
God of War, and he's upset because his wife and child are dead. Then he jumps off the cliff. That's the beginning. That's the very beginning of the first game. You remember that?
Oh, yes.
and
Okay.
And then he hit that guy in the eye.
Okay. See, now it all makes sense.
And there's the lips.
And also, this is just like very aesthetically like symmetrical, I want to say. Like, there's a very clear design palette here, which is interesting to look at.
A lot of black and gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really like just staring at mostly black for a while. And I think that this is doing a far better job. 4 games in? This is the 4th game?
This is technically the 4th game, but it is God of War 3.
God of War 3. Like, finally on God of War 3, they have figured out, like, oh, okay, this is what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Which happens sometimes. But it's also like, can you imagine a franchise? Like, if this were a franchise, like, in a theater, and the first 2 entries were horrible.
Right, like if they didn't figure out that there should be a text scroll until Star Wars 3, and then they're just like, okay, we're going to start doing this now.
Yeah.
This is Star Wars now.
Like, it literally is like, okay, hey, you know how you guys have already spent 15 hours watching the first 2 Star Wars movies because those movies are endless? We realized that we actually never really told you anything that was going on, and you guys were just sitting there mindlessly not knowing what was happening. So let's just kind of really quickly recap everything in the 3rd one, which is also like 45 hours long.
So we are now caught up to the present in God of War 3. So that sort of was our Star Wars text scroll there.
Yes.
And now everything that is happening, I presume, is moving forward in the plot of the God of War franchise.
Yeah, I think this is actually like far more successful. I don't appreciate this right now of like the straight up text. I think like the visual text scroll is so choice.
Well, so this is, I believe, being said as well.
Yes. But there's words on the screen, and that is upsetting.
Yeah, and
to
you
me.
hate reading. The thing that I know about you is that you hate reading.
I really do, and I will always feel compelled to look at the
Would
words.
you say that you've written more than you've read?
Yes, I would. I think so. Yes. Not that I've ever really understood what I'm writing,
Yeah.
which is a problem. But I have been hired to write, and I'm not sure how I duped anyone into this job.
So technically speaking, this is a really impressive opening shot. It's been one continuous tracking shot, now tracking a bird. Not sure how they pulled this off. Ooh. Little
I imagine that
Randy
there.
Johnson action there.
I imagine there's someone on a very small biplane
Yeah.
holding
Sounds dangerous.
holding a film camera.
A biplane could not climb at this angle at this speed. So
What would you think it would be?
drones.
Drones? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably drones. those old like ancient Grecian drones that they had.
Yeah, because this was taped in the period. Yeah, this is a historical document. This was taped in the times of the gods.
Yeah, I mean that's generally true. I mean anything that takes place in like
risque look at a little
geez,
little bit of the monster there.
But yeah, like anything that's set in a certain time period, like I generally just assume that that's when it was made.
Right.
That's when it comes from.
Can I genuinely say that I thought that was the case with the film Annie?
The film. Wait, what year did Annie come out?
80s, I think.
Okay.
And I genuinely I looked at it and I saw the 1920s aesthetic. I was like, man, this movie looks good for a movie that came out in the 20s.
Oh my god, the first color movie ever.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So they feel like they're really showing off at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this actually is sort of, it went from being like this kind of intimate, like sort of apologetic piece to being extremely ostentatious and like bragging almost of like, okay, look at what we can do.
Yeah.
Like we've atoned for our sin.
And now this is. Yeah, I think it's good though. I think it's the best one we've seen so far.
It is, yes.
It's also the longest.
It is very long.
So let's go ahead and pause, please.
Okay. Oh, it's still going. Is it still 3? Right?
Yeah.
It's just gameplay. It just goes right in. Okay.
Okay. So 1 second.
Okay. I think definitely this is our best one. I'm very impressed by the camera work by those ancient Grecian drones. I think the visual text scroll is very innovative, and
Yes.
it's something that it's really interesting that was pioneered in the the ancient Grecian times. I don't know why I keep saying ancient Grecian, but in the days of like ancient Greece.
Yeah.
And then they kind of abandoned it. We don't really see that anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought it back for Star Wars.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and watch another one.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I think we ranked that one number 1 so far.
Yes, it is number 1. Okay. I don't know what this is either.
Kratos, the ghost of Sparta.
Something. Oh no.
This is the Ghost of Sparta. I think.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Is this also a PSP game?
This is another PSP game. I believe this is the game where you meet his brother. Little filmic reference here. Not sure if this was intentional or not, but this is the same opening shot of Conan the Barbarian, where Conan rests upon the throne of Aquilonia, the worried brow.
I would imagine it is a throwback to that one of the most classic films in history, Conan the Barbarian.
I feel like you're being condescending right now.
I've never seen that. Okay, so there was that really quick like series of flashbacks that was interesting. And I still am curious. Like, I'm still not getting how this series plays with time. I think it's just a little bit all over the place, but I did think that was interesting of like the very quick flashing, because it really does convey what Kratos is going through. I think it was like a very good emotional technique.
Really, we've been looking for a way throughout this series to know what it's like to be inside Kratos.
I think that's the ultimate theme here.
Yeah.
But we are once again sort of being forced away from him. It's like we're going through like a break or something, Like we were doing super well. We all know what this is like. We've all been there. We're doing well.
You're making breakthroughs and
and then like I insult his favorite like newspaper. I feel like that's the thing he would get mad about because it's really petty. I feel like Kratos like would get really mad about something like that, or like if you don't like his favorite brand of like boots, he would get really defensive about that.
He wears sandals.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like it would be super petty like that.
Okay, so that was not great. All in all, I'd say that was not great.
No. Like, and also now I feel sort of invested in this idea of we have a romantic or emotional, we have a sort of emotional relationship with Kratos. And this is very much indicative of like, we're going through a hard time right now.
Faith in the chat says, I think each of these games is just a stage of grief.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah. I think, and especially like grief in relation to relationships.
Yeah. How did you feel that one ranked among the rest of them?
Essentially, I'm mad at Kratos right now.
You're fighting right now?
We're fighting right now, so I'm not happy. I will say that's better than God of War.
Okay.
So I guess that might be right above God of War, which I guess is our worst one.
Yeah.
But how do you feel?
Yeah, no, I feel like you're right. The original God of War was a pile of trash. It was confusing. We don't know how Kratos got to that cliff. I don't know why he was jumping off, but I think it was frankly rude of them to show that part of it. If they weren't going to tell us, how he woke up that morning, what time his alarm went off, and what item of food he grabbed off the breakfast table on his way out of the house. So, but I would say that this one is just marginally better than God of War 1.
Yes.
That's where I'm going to put it.
I will say, we still haven't seen him ever wake up. So I'm not fully convinced that this isn't a dream. Right? We've never seen him wake up. We've never heard that alarm clock. We've never seen him hit snooze even.
Right.
Even to hit snooze would at least give us some sense of, is this conscious or unconscious? I have no idea.
Right now, yeah, we have no clue.
Oliver says that he ships me and Kratos.
Aww.
Even though I said very bluntly, that is not a thing I would ever be into. I think I've just somehow accidentally ended up in this relationship. I probably am the reason we're on the break.
Jason already has a ship name for you. It's Allegrados.
Allegrados.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay. I don't know what this one is either.
We'll find out. So one thing that I'll say that I am happy about with this one so far is it started right off with Sony Entertainment Presents, because normally when I'm watching a movie, that is the thing that I'm wondering. It's I went to go see Lord of the Rings, and Frodo's going on this great adventure with his friends. But the whole time I was just thinking about who brought me this movie. Who should I be thanking for this adventure? And I like that this game decides right up front. They're going to say, hey, you're welcome. It's Sony.
Yeah. Or conversely, who will I be penning a very, very terse letter to at the end if I'm not happy with my purchase?
Yeah.
Who will I be sending an envelope with a letter in it and then another envelope, one of those pre-addressed envelopes asking for my money back?
Yes. I think this one is God of War 4. And they've sort of returned...
Is there a God of War 4?
Yeah, nobody liked it.
Oh.
And they've sort of returned to the form of the first one, doing these sort of not impressionistic, but sort of stylized recaps of the events of the previous games. And I believe this is actually going beyond the events of the previous games and covering some brand new territory for the God of War canon.
Yeah. It's interesting because generally I do not appreciate canonical things being just glossed over in this way. As again, someone who does not read, I do think that visual text scroll is important and a useful tactic, but at the same time, why didn't you spend the money to show me this stuff in a 20-hour game that I don't actually want to play? It just feels like they are haphazardly creating story on the fly. I feel like they're just kind of writing this live, and this is just taping of a live performance right now.
I think that's entirely possible.
Yeah. I feel like none of this was actually written in advance.
So this is sort of you're theorizing that God of War was all improv?
Yeah.
Sort of a Christopher Guest style production?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So this is God of War Ascension. It wasn't called
Ascension.
God of War 4. It's called God of War Ascension.
Is this still the same thing? Is this different?
I think it's still the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I think this is definitely the Waiting for Guffman of the God of War series. Or I wouldn't even say the best in show. I think this is very much the Waiting for Guffman, especially because this is, to me, I feel like this must have been a stage play that they filmed.
What gives you that sense?
I mean, just the fact that if they are going beyond the plot that has already established.
Sort of a Brechtian thing. They're sort of breaking down the barriers, sort of allowing the audience to have a bit of God of War franchise.
Yes.
He looks like he is not having a good day there. But once again, we return to that sort of half-framed look at Kratos' face, which has been sort of the hallmark of the series so far, and then pulling back to reveal something. And like we talked about earlier, we've returned to pulling back rather than pushing in.
Yeah.
Once again, Kratos creating more distance between us and him. And for the first time, we see through Kratos' eyes.
Wow. I feel like we pulled out because not that he wanted us to.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he wanted us to. We did not want to pull out. We were not ready yet for that. We wanted to stay in. But because he is chained beyond his control, the man is just holding him down. The man is forcing us away. And so now we're in Kratos' perspective. So we can see, actually this is not his choice. None of this is his choice. Oh.
Hello, Dolly.
What is going on?
I don't like it, though. Honestly, I don't like it.
Wait, is that appendage thing her other arm? No.
No,
she only has one arm.
I think it's grown out of her back.
Okay. And we're still in we're still inside of Kratos.
Yeah.
Like this whole time we've been trying to get inside of Kratos to really find his inner daddy.
Now we're in here, and I don't want to be.
Yeah. It's still very hard to find that daddy, and it is scary when you're not with that daddy. It's like we're with a stranger. It's like we're at a mall and we lost our dad, and then some stranger is like, I'll help you find him, and we're walking with the stranger and we're like, we don't really want this.
Yeah. That's very specific.
I don't know if that's just me, but that's how I feel right now. And this one-armed lady is that stranger.
So we're almost through these intros. How do you feel about this one so far in general?
I mean, it's making me desperately uncomfortable, but at the same time, I know that Kratos is on my page of like, he wanted us to stay inside. That's why he gave us another entry point.
Yeah.
Inside of him.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I am so tired, Allegra. I can't continue to yes and this. Allegra, please stop. Allegra, can you stop this video, please?
Oh, God.
Allegra. Okay, we made it through. Technically, we did the stream. Technically, we have finished the stream.
Okay, where would you rank that? On your last day on Earth with us, Captain, where you drive this ship to whatever sleepy time hell you're going to. Oh, am I the captain now? Okay. I would say I'd put this as my first one.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go ahead and put that first on the list.
I think, have I literally murdered you? Has this been sort of, I feel like the secondary premise of the baseball game was me unintentionally killing you slowly. I wonder if I've succeeded.
We have a request to watch Brodie Quest.
Oh, okay. That make you feel better?
I think that might revitalize me. All right. I'm going to move them. So, first of all, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And then I'm going to move the mic away from my face and enjoy some curly fries as we watch Brodie Quest.
I think watching... Oh, let's not do that. Let's watch some Kingdom Hearts. I think watching Brodie Quest and eating fries will help you.
Yeah.
But not Kingdom Hearts. We know that won't help you. This is me accidentally trying to kill you again.
Please stop.
Okay, but yes, I think Patrick should eat some fries.
Yeah.
And we can all watch some Brodie Quest.
Thank you for hanging out for another edition of the baseball game. We will return, hopefully, if I survive.
You're like the Kenny of Polygon.
Yes, the Kenny who loves to die.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be back with another one of these in a couple weeks. Let us know in the chat what you would like us to stream, which game series you'd be interested in seeing us stream. Your comments in the chat have been wonderful. You're all lovely. We love you so much. But after this turns into a video on demand, your comments will disappear like tears in rain. So what we would love for you to do is come back and leave a comment telling us what you would like us to do next time, or whether our ranking is correct or incorrect, or whether or not you should be allowed to eat food in a movie theater. I'm going to push the microphone away now and hand you over to your new captain, Allegra, and I'm going to eat some fries.
I think you should eat some fries. You've earned it. You were an excellent captain. Everyone give Pat a hand wherever you are. Give him a hand. I'll give you the mailing address later if you would actually like to send him a hand. Okay, Brodie Quest. Here it is. Everyone's favorite. Now everyone can watch you come back to life live. For the first time ever, we will see a dead body live on YouTube. I don't know, is it copyrighted? Is this like a song that he has copyrighted? Like, does he sell Brodie Quest the song? Whatever. I think we're fine. I'm watching the chat. I'm the captain. Yes, I feel Guarito says that the healing aura is very strong with this one, and I feel it too. I'm sitting next to Pat, and he was very cold before. His body was just sort of shutting down on him. I feel the warmth coming back into Pat. People are now talking about the legalities. So yeah, if there's any copyright lawyers in the room, let me know. Would love to learn some copyright law, specifically in regards to Neil Sucieriga's content. We are, exactly. But in general, I would love to learn more about copyright law. I think it's very interesting, so. Jonathan asks, Captain Leg, how do you feel about the poop deck? I'm more into knowing where the piss deck is. I don't really think I need to know where the poop deck is. That's not something we've really broached. In the language of cinema, pissing is key, but I'm not a big fan, as I said, I'm not a big fan of eating during movies, and I'm not a big fan of eating in movies. So I think the poop deck is not really something we ever really need to address. But thank you for your question. Polar Bethy says this is the happiest she's ever seen you. Or they've ever seen you, I'm sorry. Love Brodie Quest. Oh, okay, actually, Pat, can I ask you? I want you to nod. I want you to just sort of focus on eating. Snowball Effect says, is that curly fries with barbecue sauce? Nope, not. I think, I'm gonna guess, that's Chipotle mayo. I know this boy, guys.
Barbecue.
Okay. I know what we're doing. Okay. Is it barbecue sauce? Chipotle mayo. Oh god, Twitter, please get to work on that one for us. I need that. Oh god. Okay, hey, Jason Corley said, important trivia. Adrian Brodie actually had the song as his ringtone. If that's true, that is rad. One of my best friends from home had a huge crush on Adrian Brodie, which I always thought was kind of strange. I'm not judging, but I think Adrian Brodie is actually very cool, and that has made me like him far more. Yes, Brodie Quest. Oh, hi, Gabe. So feel better, Gabe. Anyway, that was Brodie Quest. Let's not watch Bustin', although it's very good.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out on a Friday night. We'll be back on Monday with more stuff next week. Love you all. Thanks for hanging out, playing along. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye. Shiz.